Hey, what's poppin', guys? Sizzle here. Just like a quick thing, about why I might just stop playing tank and why no one really wants to play tank and either ranked ladder or even just quick play at this point. And it's because it's just not fucking fun, man. There's like 50 million characters at this point that all are just built to make tank less fun. It's not even about winning, because I win still a majority of my tank games. But it's the way in which I lose or win a game that has the most impact for me. When I win a game, like in season 3 or whatever, when I won a game on Rein, it was like, oh dude, I like pinned like 2 people that fight, I shattered 3, and I had a great time. When I win a game now, it's like, oh yeah, they had 5 people shooting at me, so my widow just gotta play the game, and I wasn't allowed to, but we won because, having 5 people shoot one guy is generally not worth it. Unless he dies very fast, which a tank generally doesn't unless you're being stupid, which I guess a lot of the time I deliberately am. But it's that's the main thing for me. It's not fun, man. Every single game, I'm on Rein, Bull, Winston, what have you. I guess I should just pick up Zarya at this point, because I think she's probably the only tank that doesn't care about getting hacked and stunned 50 times, or maybe Orisa, I guess, but Orisa's just really fucking boring, to be honest with you. Like, anyone that actually plays tank for a reasonable amount of time a day generally finds Orisa to be one of the most boring fucking tanks, because you just stand there and, like, cycle abilities. It's really fucking boring. But whenever I want to play, even like Doom, Rein, Ball, Winston, like even Hog, what happens is the enemy team goes like I'll start winning. I'll have 1 or 2 fights where I get to have some fun. A lot of times I don't even do that much. I'll have fights where I go like maybe I'll be like 1 and 2, but we'll have won both those fights. And because I'm on a certain tank, they just instantly every game without fail Sombra, Bastion, McCree. It's pretty simple. I mean, if I'm on Rein, it's Bastion. Especially now with Bastion meta, but this has always been the case. If I'm on Rein, it's always Bastion. So that I have to actually play the game differently and not let have any real fun with it. If I'm on like anything else, it's generally just Sombra, and even when I'm on Rein a lot of the time, it's just fucking Sombra. She could just stand invisible next to me all game and right click me. And a lot of time I'll win, even when she's doing that. Being perma-hacks, that's like one of their DPS doesn't exist, and I still exist as half a tank. Like, a tank without abilities is still just like at least a fucking bullet sponge. But it just sucks, man. Like, I'll pin someone, they get Suzu'd, they have a Life Weaver pull them out of pin as I'm pinning them. The fucking, I don't know, I get counter pinned by like a Brig or something. There's just infinite amount of things that just make that not feasible. Like, unless I'm way, way, way better than the enemy team, I'm not allowed to do any fun pins or actually have a good time. All I can do if I want to be an efficient tank and win every game is stand at a fucking corner. Basically, have them instill, even standing at a corner, I'm gonna get hacked 50 times and discorded. But that's how you win games. You just basically just don't die, but also don't do anything. Just kind of stand there and watch your DPS and supports be able to play the game. And it's also sucky because every now and then I'll have a few games where I get to play the game for a bit, and for a while too. Like on King of the Hill, they generally just let me play out the whole first map. And then they're like, oh, well, we lost a map, and this guy was on Wrecking Ball. Let's go Kree Sombra. And I'll be Sombra and follow him around the map and hack him. You go Kree and you throw your nade at him, and he'll chase him beyond like 6 different walls. And then then there's also some annoying shit like Ana is just spamming sleep off cooldown on the tank and generally getting infinite value because you can sleep a tank and they just die. It doesn't matter how much health the tank has. I could have I could be primaled, and if I get slept and everyone looks at me, I still will die before I wake up. Or if I don't die before I wake up, I will be on 200 health and get antied, and either have to just completely run back to spawn or just die. Or have a Kiriko on my team who cleanses it. Like, that's the real answer to everything. It's just have a Kiriko on your team who cleanses all the annoying shit for you. But you can't cleanse a Life Weaver gripping people out of your pins, or gripping people that you just hooked, or gripping people away that you just jumped on as Winston. It's just not possible. And you also can't do anything when 2 supports heal each other in front of you on Winston or Reinhardt or whatever. You just can't. You can't hit both of them at the same time. They can out-heal any damage you do. If your team isn't with you, you just kind of stand there with the supports all game. It's very, very boring. But I'm mainly here to complain about the Kree Nade. I mean, Sombra is one thing. Sombra I've always hated. Sombra's EMP and hack are just not built for the game. It's an ability shooter where your whole reason, at least I play Overwatch, is to use abilities and also shoot things, not just to shoot things or swing at things. It's to use the abilities to go do it as well, interact with other abilities. With hack and EMP, you just can't do that. Like Sombra's whole kit is literally designed around you literally just can't play the game. And a lot of people just go Sombra specifically to beat me. I mean, there's a guy I was thinking of doing an unranked to GM on Ball, which I'm now given up on, and I'm making this video instead, taking footage from there, where literally all that happened is I won one round. I checked this guy's profile on the enemy team. He went Sombra round 2, and then they started winning. And he has like all his playtime on Ashe, and he's like barely 50% win rate. But he picks Sombra like a few games every season, probably when he's up against Balls. And his win rate's like 60%. Just like on a hero he has significantly less playtime on, the win rate is consistently like stupid high. And I don't know, man. It's just not fun. I don't even care about enemy tanks counterpicking me. I mean, that's cringe and all, but that's whatever. Like when I'm on Winston and they go Roadhog, it's like annoying. But honestly, I don't care. Like when they're on Roadhog or Junker Queen or whatever they're doing to counterpick me, even when people went Orisa when I was on Rein, that has never been the problem. The problem is there's 4 other people that do that same exact thing. They swap their whole support lineup, they swap all their DPS, and then even sometimes on top of that, the tank, just for extra measure. Just to make sure I'm not allowed to actually play the game or have fun with it in any meaningful way. I'm not allowed to play even remotely aggressive. And I don't know. I don't want to deal with that anymore. Like, I might just actually be done playing tank on ladder. And I say on ladder very specifically, because by the way, this happens in quick play and competitive. Like, for those of you saying just like, oh, don't play comp because people counterpick there. No, actually, competitive is probably less counterpicky. As much as I get counterpicked like every second game, like the counterpicking actually happens more in quick play because it happens every game. The millisecond you're on a character, you don't even have to kill someone. I had a game where I was the first one dead in a fight. I was like Ball and I got slept right away. And then as I respawn and don't change hero, I realized one of them went Sombra. Like, just because. And it's just, yeah, it's really cringe. And then either way, the whole point of that is the reason I say on ladders, because I've done like private scrims and I've done like pugs and stuff, which are like private custom games with just, you know, a bunch of random people from different ranks. And people there, since you're all talking to each other in some capacity, actually interacting, you know, human beings, like kind of interacting with each other, you don't just have like 5 people dedicated to hard counterpicking you, because there's actually other people in your games and they're trying to actually just have fun. And counterpicking isn't fun. Even I think even generally for the people that are counterpicking, it's not fun. It's just a lot of people don't like to lose, so they counterpick to not lose, not to have fun. But in private custom games and stuff, people don't counterpick, and I can actually just play the character. A lot of the time I'll still lose, but losing when there's not people hard counterpicking me is way more fun than winning when people do. Like, I want to be able to play the game. I'm tank. You just can't do that. I mean, there's a reason that if you look right now, like every single tank in top 500 outside of like a handful of people is a Doom player, and it's not because Doom is good right now. Right now, Orisa and Bastion are hands down like that's the combo. Orisa is definitely the best tank at the moment. It's just incredibly boring, so no actual tank players outside of the really, really sweaty ones at the top like really want to play. And even then, I think a lot of those people don't want to play her, they just kind of do. The reason every tank player on ladder, like on the top end of the leaderboard, and the fact that top 500 isn't even GM on tank yet, while it's been GM on other stuff for like 2-3 weeks at this point, is because Doomfist is so unique that there's not a single replacement for him. And a lot of people that play Doom and Overwatch play Overwatch just to play Doomfist. So even though their character feels awful to play and it just kind of sucks for them, they'll just force it to happen, even if they're not having fun in the same way that I'm not. And that's kind of the main thing. Every other tank right now just feels like shit. I mean, Doomfist also feels like shit in my opinion. The thing is, I can at least go to like Alari or something, and I can just join the fucking masses and just playing support and not thinking about anything, just playing the game. But that's why tank is dying off. That's why there's like even before all this, there was already less tank players on the other role. But with every passing day, they add another form of stun or just annoyance for the tank role. Like the Alari turret, that's just another thing that generally, as the tank, I'm expected to deal with. I have to break the Alari turret, then kill their supports, then killing the DPS, then make their way to the tank, all the while allegedly not getting discorded and hacked and just insta-killed. Because I can get killed in like a fraction of a second. I mean, there's footage. There should be footage on screen right now. Me dying, literally the millisecond I get slapped, just going 700 to 0, and that's with like 2 people shooting at me, not all 5. And it's just not fun. Like I'm done with it. But yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there, kind of explain my side, like why I just don't want to play tank. The only time I'm playing tank is when, as a GM5 tank player, I'm hopping on a like Diamond 4 or 5 Smurf to play tank. That is the main reasons, because in Diamond 4 and 5, even when people counterpick Sombra and Kree, they're so bad that they don't actually know how to make it annoying. And that's like the only way I'm able to have fun on tank anymore. It's not because I don't have fun facing high level tanks. I really do have fun facing high level tanks. I'm just sick of all the fucking counterpicking that all the DPS and supports are doing 24/7, specifically for the tank. Like, I've seen less people counterpick Pharah when there's a good Pharah in the lobby. When there's a pharmacy dominating a lobby, I almost never see a lot of DPS swap. I've seen so many times where you run like, I don't know, like Junkrat and like Genji into a pharmacy, gotten smoked, continue to get smoked, and no one swaps. But I've seen time and time again, if the millisecond a ball is even on screen, you don't even have to be losing to him. Just if he's on screen, they've won one fight, it's just an instant Sombra career. It's not fun. I'm done with it. Wanted to put this out here, just kind of explain my thoughts that I've just been kind of holding in. I mean, I've actually been saying this to like every person I played with over the last like 2-3 months at this point, so they've all heard this a million times. But this is, I guess, just for the general internet, the general populace who are wondering, why is nobody playing tank? This is my best explanation why. It was a complete just rant. None of this was scripted. But I hope it at least like kind of shined a light and maybe made some sense for those who are wondering as to why tank queues are 5 picoseconds in every single like rank. Because right now, if I queue support as low as diamond, as high as GM, my queue times are going to be like half an hour. If I queue tank, I have maybe 10 seconds of wait time. And it's just because of everything I just explained. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.